Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Let's go ahead and discuss this new module in empowerment technologies, which is actually module number 7 na tayo. So, for today, we will talk about what we call the online collaborative tools. If you can still remember last week, I was able to give an introduction about uh, Google Workspace, and I also, uh, introduce how to collaborate with your group mates and with your, of course, with your classmates, aside lang dito sa pagiging activity natin or project in Techno. So, right now kasi, as a student taking up empowerment technologies, this is one of the most important things that you should have. Collaboration, of course. Well, skill ito, this is considered as a skill because, especially in our situation today na we are still in pandemic. So talagang we are really encouraging students to collaborate in a very good way. So, yun yung di-discuss natin ngayon. Now, when we say collaboration or online collaboration, from the word itself, it allows a group of people to work, well, either in real time over the internet and at the same time without having to be in the same room. So, this is actually one of the most common habit na ngayon and practice, especially nung nagka-pandemic because it really gave us these advantages. Yun nga, kasi because of online collaboration, well, of course, nagkaroon tayo ng increased productivity, less emailing, unlike before. We can actually work depending on our time or schedule. You can choose your own schedule. Kung halimbawa gusto niyo mag-work ng gabi sa particular project na meron kayo, pwedeng-pwede. Okay? Now, aside from this, you can also work anywhere. For as long as you have your internet connection, wala kang magiging problema. You can collaborate, di ba? Anytime, anywhere. And of course, faster and more effective communication. Well, there is also a disadvantage of this one. It cannot be used without a fast and secure internet connection, which I believe not everyone pa rin dito sa klase na to have that kind of internet connection. So, yung iba siguro gumagamit pa rin ng data, yung iba walang-wala talaga, which is understandable. Yan. Meron din tayo another disadvantage here, which is, it cannot be used if both parties do not have the software or if they don't know how to navigate that particular application. And the most important disadvantage here is the privacy issues. Now, when we say privacy issues, kasi there is this tendency na one of your classmate or group mates, are capturing or screen capturing the screen na pinag-workan nyo or even your conversation, that alone will be considered as one of the issues ng online collaboration. So, yun. Tapos, di ba ngayon, uso na nga rin yung nag screen record ka. So, may mga napopost na sa Facebook or other social media out there kung saan yung teacher nila, di ba, na nabumura online, nare-record na yan. So, we can use that in a good way, of course. Pero yan, it's also considered as a disadvantage on some people. Now, online collaboration can actually be used in the following: project management. I don't know if yung tinuro natin last week sa inyo is very useful, pero I hope nagagamit nyo, especially yung Google Docs, Google Sheets, and for this activity, Google Slide for this week. Yan. Uh, it can be used with that one kasi nga, yan, you can establish a timetable, you can create and distribute tasks, and you can also have some video conferencing. Can also be used in education, just like what we are doing right now, ubiquitous communication with teacher, and giving of online quizzes and homeworks. Support, then, it can also be used as a way of support, like for troubleshooting and tutorials. Um, I can still remember the time, like 3 years ago, when my face-to-face classes pa, when we are actually, or when I am discussing this kind of topics sa my students ko, I ask them this question, uh, ano mafe-feel nyo kapag dumating yung araw na lahat na ng communication natin will be done online? Well, apparently, it happened. So, kagaya ngayon, di ba? We are actually still in the middle of the pandemic where we still communicate using these platforms na meron tayo. Yung iba, yung mga student ko dati, they responded na, Sir, baka mahirap kasi wala kaming internet connection. Sir, masaya kasi hindi na kami magkikita-kita. Yung mga ganyan. Pero I really didn't expect na ganito tatagal ang magiging communication natin. Well, I think this will be the era, this will really be the era of technology in which lahat na talaga will be required to collaborate online. Well, in fact, our internet connection pa nga lang, within the span of 2 years, kung maniwala kayo sa hindi, it really improved a lot in terms of speed. Unlike nung pre-pandemic, man, mas mabagal noon, pero in fairness ngayon, mas lumawak ang satellites for communication and of course, dumami rin ang nagkaroon ng internet connection. And because of that, nagkaroon din ng way para makipag-collaborate sa tao and other people all around the world. That's how important online collaboration and these online collaborative tools na i-discuss ko ngayon, at least magkakaroon kayo ng idea kung ano nga ba yung mga typical na ginagamit for online collaboration. Okay? So, ayan. Yan, okay. So, what's the right tool for my team? Well, basically, since we will be requiring you to work collaboratively with your group mates, you have to make sure to choose a specific tool or at least some softwares or apps na talagang babagay sa inyo. Well, of course, it depends. It still depends on your specific needs. But then, these are the following things na kailangan meron tayo. The ability to share files. Of course. 'Di ba? Because especially when you are doing your thesis or research papers, you have to share a lot of files every now and then. Number two, schedule projects and tasks, which is also very important as a point of view ng leader. Kasi kung ikaw leader, nakikita mo kung sino yung kung kanino may assign yung group na yon, yung activity na yon and so on. Diba? As a member itself, alam mo rin kung ano yung gagawin mo with that specific date and time na nilagay sa'yo ng leader. Yan. Also, coordinate work. You need to see the tasks, dependencies, and milestones to determine the due dates, just like number two as well. And of course, it's important na you can communicate seamlessly, which is, I think, and I believe, introduction to Google Workspace really helped out a lot of students to at least be aware kung ano nga ba ang pwede nilang gawin sa, sa Google Workspace na diniscuss ko last week. Diba? Now, these are the different online collaborative tools and different processes na you should be familiar with. Number one, okay, I hope magamit natin to. Pero disclaimer lang po ha, these softwares that I will introduce to everybody, okay, pwede po kasing magkaroon ng privacy issues on your part, but then as a student and as a, of course, grade 12 student who is currently enrolled in empowerment technologies, you have to be very careful and be vigilant when using these softwares. Number one is TeamViewer. I don't know if you heard this software. Okay? This is an online collaborative tool which is very common in the western part of the world. Yan, in America. So, ano nga ba ang TeamViewer? Well, according dito, it's a remote desktop software. Yan. When we say remote desktop software, okay, it can allow us to control the monitor of another unit. You can also share files and you can also conduct web conferencing. But then, ang pinaka ano kasi nito, pinaka nakilala ang TeamViewer is the way on how you can remotely control your other computer. Now, let me give you this scenario. Well, ako kasi to be honest, tinanggal ko to. I'm only installing this one kapag kailangan ko talaga ng kumuha ng specific file sa isang computer or if I need to collaborate with someone online. Now, here's a scenario. Both of our computers, my computer and your computer on your end, we have to install this TeamViewer na tinatawag natin. This is for free, by the way. And ako naman na si host, okay, I will be giving my ID and the password nung TeamViewer ko. Now, ikaw naman na gusto mong kumonek sa akin, okay, I'm actually giving you the permission to connect with my computer. When I say connect with my computer, meaning once you are successfully connected, you will have the power and everything, basically everything. You have the power to control my computer on your end. Is that even possible? Yes. It's possible by simply having an internet connection. So, basically what you are seeing here in my screen right now, once na nag-install tayo pareho ng TeamViewer, ako at ikaw, and binigay ko yung remote control ID and password ko sa inyo, which the good thing about this one, itong ID and password will be randomly generated every session. So, once na binigay ko yan, you will now have the power to do anything on my end. You can play my games, okay? You can play my games inside. You can even browse my Facebook if you want. And basically anything. Kung natatanong kayo or napapaisip na kayo, ginagamit ba ito for hacking? Definitely. Isa rin po ito sa mga tool na ginagamit ng mga Indian hackers. Yan. Especially, yeah, kasi in India kasi, uso yung mga mic, ang tawag dito, nagpapanggap as Microsoft representative in which they will call some random users tapos i-claim nila na may sira kunwari yung PC nila or na virus, something like that. Now, ikaw naman as a victim, syempre, mag-worry ka na. And the representative will suggest for you to install TeamViewer pero without you even knowing it, nag-install ka ng TeamViewer, you have given them a full control with your files technically. Ako, ito to be honest, pag binigyan ko kayo ng ng control dito sa computer ko at home, definitely lahat pwede nyo ma-access sa computer ko, even my passwords on Facebook, everything is here. My credit card information, everything is here. So that's actually one of the disadvantage. And at the same time, I think it's an advantage for some people. Okay? So that's TeamViewer. Ako naman, personally ginagamit ko to nung face-to-face pa kasi ako kasi syempre may computer ako sa bahay ever since. I'm using my computer at home kahit na nasa school ako, kahit na nasa UC ako. So, meaning, if I want to transfer file from my computer here at home to the work computer na nasa UC, I can do that by seamlessly, you know, uh, installing TeamViewer on both ends. So, pwede po yan. Okay? So, by the way, if you have some questions, just feel free to chat. So, kung gusto nyo may liwanagin, kung libre ba ito, yes, it's for free. Okay? So, saan po natin pwede ma-download yan? Just simply type TeamViewer. You can actually do this on your own, ha? Halimbawa, may kapatid ka na may laptop. Or may boyfriend ka na may laptop. May girlfriend ka na may laptop. Pareho kayo may laptop. Or even phones, actually, you can download this in phone. So, you can download this. Yan. Even in Play Store. Natin, Play Store. Just simply type TeamViewer. And there you go. So you can actually control your computer using your phone. Well, ako to be honest, pag tinatamad ako, ginagamit kong remote control ang cellphone ko. So ayoko siyang buksan ng nakatayo ako, nang tatayo pa ako. Yan, gusto ko nakahiga lang. Pwede ko mabuksan ng PC ko gamit lang ang phone. So yan. So go ahead and try it on your own. You can collaborate. You can even play games together, by the way. So, me and my friend tried playing games using TeamViewer, which is really good. Basta mabilis ang internet connection nyo, maganda. Napakaganda. Okay, so that's TeamViewer. Number 2, Slack. By the way, Slack is a searchable log of all conversation and knowledge. This is as well an online collaborative tools. It has the following features. So, pwede siya for mobile. You can create teams. You can customize or build your apps. And the good thing about this, everything is integrated. Then the marketing team is alerted if mentioned. Now, personally, I'm using Slack uh, in my other, in my other job as a game developer at night. So, kapag nag-uusap-usap kami, we actually use Slack. So, let me just show you how it looks like pagdating dito. Oops, sign in tayo. And so, you can actually just simply sign up or sign in using your Google account and everything is connected. na rin siya. Everything is integrated. Now, the good thing about this, ako kasi, mas prefer kong gumagamit ng Slack for the reason of accessibility. It's very easy to access and very easy to use. And at the same time, napakadali din na tawag dito, i-mention lahat ng members ng minsanan. So, these are the channels that I have here. So, for example, yan, one of my leader posted something. So, he will just simply type at channel. Tapos yan, makikita na namin lahat ng mga possible na nangyayari. So, yan. So, Slack looks like this. Para lang din siya messenger, pero mas formal ng konting design. Tapos yun nga, mas matino. Di ba? So, that's Slack. Number three, InVision. InVision is a digital product design platform in mobile and website. So, maybe one of you here will be planning to take up course related to computer science or IT. Yan. Tapos gagawa kayo ng mga mobile phones. InVision is a good software or tool for you to collaborate with your teammate. If you are planning to create your mobile application. So, type natin. You can just simply type here InVision. Tapos, and transformative collaboration tool for all the work na meron kayo. So, just like Google Workspace, just invite your classmate. Yan. Tapos, they can already work hand in hand dito sa ano natin. Mas mali yung email ko. Kalimutan ko yung password ko dito. Hindi ko kasi ginagamit ito eh. Yan. So, anyways, yan. It turns designs into active prototypes. Yan. Digital whiteboard. And it has cloud storage as well. Next, Asana, a new heavy hitter in the team tool division. Now, Asana, yan, ganyan na itsura niya. Pakita ko. It's actually a board that show where stands in Flash to identify the next steps and quickly take action to stay on track. It's also used to create a plan to make sure you hit your deadline. It's universal reporting to see and track work from every angle in real time. And of course, it's a form for streamline work requests. Yan. Meron din tayong calendar and integration to Google Workspace. So, if you want to visit this website, yan, para lang din siyang Slack. Pero, Asana is actually a new, bago lang to eh. Dito lang tayo. Wala bang sign in direct? Ito. Log in. Ayan. So, since I mentioned this is integrated with everything, sa sign up pa talaga muna ako. Oops, ang bagal ah. Ayun. So, let's go ahead and see. What's my full name? Of course. What kind of work I do? Okay, so it looks something like this. Ayan, so meron kang list. You have the tasks, the different tasks. You also have the board. You also have the timeline and the calendar, which is you can assign, the different members, tapos the due dates of that one. So, since pinag-group ko kayo into 3, pwede nyo gamitin ang Asana sa mga next activities and next projects na meron kayo. Ayan. Okay? Next. Next is Trello. Okay? Trello is also an online customizable to-do list for a team. Well, it uses the Kanban technique in which para ka lang naglalagay ng mga pins. Yan, mga pins sa may board nyo, literally. Pero ito, you are doing this digitally. Now, let's visit Trello. I personally use Trello as well. Dun sa other job ko, every night. So, let's take a look at this example here. So, mainly I use talaga Slack and Trello to collaborate with my teammates sa may yan, sa online talaga na ginagawa namin. Pwede ako makasign in. Bagal ah. May problema. Anyways, hindi ko alam kung bakit ako makasign in today. Mabagal ang internet ko. I don't know. But then it looks something like this. So you have here, the idea of this one is just simply placing cards, or imagine you placing pins, yung mga paper pins na piniplace natin sa boards. Tapos yun, lalagyan mo ng note. And you are actually assigning a specific task to each members of the group as well. So basically, same idea lang din siya. Same concept, kagaya ng ibang collaboration tools. Next is what we call the Basecamp. Basecamp is for iOS and Android devices naman. So its features, and it can easily reorder the priority of to-do lists. It can also file or share your files. It can also message, yan, you can also message your teammate. Meron ding message board that will allow everyone a chance to decide on their own time. And of course, you can see the complete history of file changes. By the way, I know most of you here are still using Messenger as a mean of communication and collaboration with your teammates, tama? Apparently, we really discourage everyone to use, Messenger during face-to-face, pero wala kasi tayong choice ngayon kasi nga pandemic and Messenger ang pinaka-accessible sa lahat, di ba? Pero if pupunta tayo dun sa mismong legit na collaboration, yung libawa nag-work na kayo, you will be uh, using these online collaborative tools na meron tayo. So I also included here Google Docs, which I already discussed last week. Yan yung mga yan. Meron din tayo ng Slack. I mean Google Keep. Yan. Diniscuss ko na rin to last week, di ba? So natuto tayo kung paano gamitin si Google Keep. Lastly, we have here Soda PDF. It's a revolutionary, reliable, and intuitive portable tool that slows a team to quickly create secure PDF document. It's perfect for the document-heavy company managing a remote team or a connected network. So it looks something like this. Yan. I haven't tried this personally, pero sinasabi nila maganda to eh, itong Soda PDF na to eh. Pero may bayad ito, itong Soda PDF. Number 9, we have here the concept board, in which it's a cloud-based whiteboard project management tool that allows for collaborative design on all the visual things. And so it's basically parang ano to eh, for editors, for graphic designers, and yeah, those creatives na tinatawag natin. So concept board. So those are the different online collaborative tools na ginagamit natin. Yan. Okay? So let's go ahead now here and talk about your final project, which is related to Module 7 and Module 6. And also, may integration din yan ng Module 8, which will be discussed today as well. Now, pasok tayo dito sa activity natin. Now, you'll be working as a group yan, for the final performance task. So, I was able to generate your groupings. Let me check here. Sino pa ba ang mga hindi nakaka-group? Sige. Alright, so let's actually talk about your activity, your final performance task. So each group, a topic in empowerment technologies will be assigned. Now, the assignment of topics will be next week kasi hindi pa naman tayo, or at least this week, by the end of this week. Total, hindi pa naman totally natatapos yung activity nyo nung last week, in which yung Excel, diba? Now, you are going to create a Google slide of the topic directly from the module. You are allowed to include short videos or photos that you think can supplement the discussion, but are not allowed to modify the contents of the module. Now, take note. Basically what I'm actually trying to uh, say here is that based from the module, so we have total of 8 modules, tama? So from module 1 up to the last module, which is module 8, kung napansin nyo kasi, hindi talaga kami gumagamit ng PowerPoint presentation. Diba? Nagtataka siguro yung iba sa inyo. Pero yes, hindi talaga. That's the reason, that's the main reason why we are not using PowerPoint presentation, because we want our students to learn how to properly create their own PowerPoint presentation na pwede ninyo pang magamit at pwede nyo pang mapahinabangan in the latter part. Okay, so we have 8 modules here. ang gagawin ko dito, I will distribute these topics to each group which will be randomly generated. Okay? And each group here, your task is to collaborate with your members and to convert the Word module or the PDF module into a Google Slide module. Meaning, gagamit kayo ng Google Slide dito, tapos bahala kayo, Google Slide. Bahala kayong maglagay ng mga images, yan, ng mga kung ano-ano pa. Okay? But you are not allowed to change the content of the module. Kung ano lang yung nasa module, yun lang yung ano nyo. Yun lang yung mismong gagamitin ninyo. Okay? So again, yun lang po yung pwede nyong gamitin na information kung ano yung nasa loob ng module. Pero kung wala siya sa loob ng module, definitely hindi nyo siya pwedeng ilagay as sa Google Slide. Now, you will notice here in the Google Slide that there are a lot of, you know, themes na pwede nyong gamitin. Now, we are allowing you to use these. However, ito po ha, uh, mas pinapaboran po namin in terms of scoring ang mas unique ang itsura ng presentation nila. Kumbaga, basically kung yung presentation mo unique, meaning wala dito sa team na to, gumawa ka ng sarili mo, gumawa ka rin ng sarili mong, you know, sarili mong theme, mas maganda and higher chance to get a high score, of course. You can also import theme dito. So the theme here will be depending on the topic na na-assign sa inyo. So if your topic is all about introduction to Google Workspace, so I am actually expecting a Google slide presentation in which is really related to Google Workspace. So siguro may mga icon kaming makikita diyan na yan, mga Google na icon and so on. So by the end of this sem, we will announce to the class kung sino yung may best presentation for the Module 1 hanggang Module 8. And so mamimili ako, syempre mamimili ako dyan. Okay? Now, you have to make sure to observe the do's and don'ts in creating slide presentation in which we included here as part of your module. So, we have the following do's and don'ts of PowerPoint presentation or Google slide presentation making. So, make sure to use them or to properly follow them because it will still matter in terms of the scoring na meron tayo. Okay? So, malaki-laki po yung points nito and I will be requiring everyone to evaluate their members by the end of this activity. So, meron tayo ditong peer evaluation and this is actually the rubrics na meron. So, nakalagay naman sa module yan. Basahin nyo na lang. The assignments of the presentation will be, again, by the end of this week. Siguro after ng webinar natin sa Friday. Alright? Do you have any questions so far?